I think one of the keys for the Eagles to beat the Rams on Sunday, and I'm not saying I'm worried because I'm not worried. I think one of the keys is the most obvious key, and that's feed Saquon the ball. We're going to talk about that today and why I feel like it's even more important than ever to feed Saquon Barkley the ball this week against the Rams. We got lots of Eagles talk, obviously, in the playoffs here today, and we got some Sixers talk on the agenda as well. Guys, Trending the AM live here on the STT Sports Network, taking your opinions in 30 seconds.
Pop, 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 julep. Pop, 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 julep. Pop, 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 julep. Pop, 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 woo!
And a very good morning, everybody, and welcome to Trending in the AM right here on the STT Sports Network. We are live Thursday morning here, just January 16th. So do me that favor, smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, share the show out, tell one, tell all. Trending in the AM, the number one morning show in Philadelphia, the only show where your opinions actually matter. And the only way to help and support this channel is to help by subscribing to the YouTube channel. We are 356 subscribers in just under 4 months here on this new venture. So please, the race to 500 is on, guys. Do me that favor. We got lots to talk about today before we get to the comments. The Eagles, the running game, that is going to be the key. Shocking that I say it? No, but that is going to be the key of the game. I got lots to talk about. We got more Jalen Hurts talk. I got some quotes I want to dive into. I got to talk about an unsung hero on the Philadelphia Eagles in their organization. And I think I found Daryl Morey and Josh Harris burner accounts yesterday on social media. So we'll dive into that and the Sixers disaster that could actually be worse and how it could actually be worse today. Plus, yes, I see the comments already rolling in. I did a video, pineapple on pizza. Does it belong? Yes or no? So all that's on the agenda, guys. So let's dive right into it. We got 4 comments already on the board. Good morning, Duck. Hope you are well this morning. We got lots happening here. No from Rick right away on the pineapple on pizza. Liam, you got a pizza from me yesterday? Who were you yesterday? Got a pizza yesterday too. It was fantastic. I hope you're talking about my pizza. I don't know. I don't remember a Liam coming into my pizza shop yesterday. Who did you get a pizza? Tell me what you ordered yesterday. Anyway, thank you. Yes, Hawaiian pizza is a war crime about pizziolas everywhere. Exactly. Good morning, Judd. Happy Thursday morning to you as well. Like 2 more days off before school gets back for you, Judd? Back at the grind for you soon. All right, guys. So, Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown, Saquon Barkley, the defense, the Eagles. I've been preaching all week to respect the Rams as opponents. But shockingly enough, I think the number one way to beat the Los Angeles Rams on Sunday is pretty damn simple. It's feed Saquon Barkley the ball. I don't know where I saw somebody post. I think it was one of the big Eagles content creators out there posted that he found an odds book where Saquon Barkley over under 20.5 carries. And you got to bet the over because that's how the Eagles win. And there's lots of reasons why I feel like you absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt, have to feed Saquon Barkley the ball. He's not going to rush and receive for over 300 yards again. But keeping the ball out of Matthew Stafford's hands, keeping the ball out of Puka Nakua's hands, keeping the ball out of Cooper Kupp's hands is going to be critical. But also, and I know A.J. Brown says he's okay, but I am going to ask each and every one of you, is anybody like me concerned that A.J. Brown's injury is bigger than they're letting on? That he is being used as a decoy when he's out there? Look, I know he had a bad game, 1 catch for 10 yards, 3 targets last game. But that's like even worse than his bad games. Now, I know there's media outlets making a big deal about A.J. Brown reading the book. That's nonsense. But I kind of feel like there might be more to it. He did not practice yesterday, A.J. Brown. He claims he'll practice today and then won't practice again Thursday or Friday. Basically the same maintenance system that he had last week. So the question is the problem bigger with A.J. Brown? And if it is, then you absolutely have to utilize Saquon Barkley a little bit more. It's really something interesting there. I really feel like I would not be shocked that after the Super Bowl parade, after we go down Broad Street cheering our Eagles on, that literally the next day we hear that A.J. Brown is having surgery scheduled on his knee. I think the knee injury is more than that's being told. I mean, it's good enough. He can play through the pain. Maybe they're giving him a cortisone shot, whatever. But I think there's something wrong there because if you really go back and watch the tape, what did he even you couldn't even try to get him the ball. And he did his job blocking. He ran his routes. But was he really running his routes? Was he really out there doing everything he normally does? So I'm not saying that A.J. Brown's not going to play. I'm not saying I want A.J. Brown to sit. I'm just saying that Saquon Barkley's role needs to be magnified even more this week because I think there's more to it than we're letting on. No, I go in at 9. Okay, gotcha. So you're back at school. Okay, gotcha. Here we go. What's up, Super Bowl Bills? We're one step closer to that Eagles-Bills Super Bowl. Run the rock until you can't run it anymore. Keep the ball out of Stafford's hands. Look, Stafford is a Super Bowl winning quarterback. He's a quality, borderline Hall of Fame quarterback at the tail end of his career, still performing at a high level. You don't want him to get comfortable. You don't want the ball in his hands. So you need your defense to play well, but you need to keep it out of his hands by running the ball. And yeah, they're not a great run defense either. We showed that, 7-8 weeks ago when we ran all over them. But also, they like the blitz a lot as well, which although Jalen Hurts is better against the blitz than people realize, running the ball directly at a blitz helps alleviate the pressure of the blitz. It's a strategy to control the clock, time, and possession. Absolutely. And Bills, you've heard me say it before. It's a cliche. It's too easy for a content creator or a media member to say, well, the key to the game is to control the time of possession. It's so cliche. Everybody uses it. But I kind of feel like this week, this matchup with where the Eagles are, they have to do that. It has to be the key to the game. Cliche or not, you need to control the clock. You need to control the possessions. You got to keep, and also on top of all that, talking about Stafford, talking about the wide receivers, talk about the loss of Nakobe Dean. Less defense is more when you're missing one of your stars on defense. So the cliche time of possession key becomes magnified this week in this matchup. And hell, it's going to be magnified next week when we face Detroit Lions. It's going to be magnified in the Super Bowl. We're down to the final 8 teams here. There's no bad teams left in the playoffs right now. So the cliches, the basics are becoming more and more important every single week. Book was how to approach a quarterback that hold ball too long. Book. Rick, Eagles will run the ball down their throats to nullify the blitz, control the clock, and they'll control the game. Eagles will keep the Rams' offense on the sideline. That is what they need to do. Again, because A, I think A.J. Brown's more hurt than we realize. B, because of the blitz. And C, because of the loss of Nakobe Dean. That's just going to be how you win this football game on Sunday. And they will win this football game on Sunday. I'm very confident in it. I think most of Eagles Nation is confident that they're going to win this game. And I see your comment, Judd. I'll get to it in 1 second because I agree. Bro, Rams need to control the time. Oh, Rams do. Oh, because you want the Rams to win that game. Look, the Rams are a sneaky team. They can do that. And here's Judd's comment. Rams are going to attack Dean's replacement. Biggest crack in the armor. So how do you combat that, Judd? You combat that by controlling the time of possession and keeping the Rams offense off the field. Now, will we get Trot Jr.? Will we get Oren Burks? I think we'll get a combination of them, Let me tell you something. Biggest unsung hero on the Philadelphia Eagles, in the Philadelphia Eagles organization, period, this year. Eagles inside linebacker coach Bobby King. Most Eagles fans don't even know the name Bobby King. But A, the work he's done with Zach Bond. B, the work he has done with Nakobe Dean. And C, the work he now has to do with Oren Burks or Jeremiah Trotter Jr. Let me tell you something. If whoever plays inside linebacker to replace Dean goes out there and has a great game this week, let me tell you something. There's 7 new coaches either hired or about to be hired in the NFL. At least a few of them are going to at least talk to Bobby King for a promotion onto their defense, whether it's a defense coordinator or assistant defense coordinator. Bobby King is a rising name. And he hasn't just been great this year. He was great with the linebackers with Tennessee last year. I forget the guy's name. Had a career year last year with the Titans. Like 160 tackles or something. Bobby King is an unsung hero on this team. I mean, nobody expected. I mean, Howie Roseman's been. I didn't expect Zach Bond to be this good. There were questions. They drafted Trot Jr. in case Dean couldn't succeed this year. They drafted the exact duplicate type of player in Trot Jr. because of their lack of faith in Nakobe Dean. Bobby King, with what he's done with those two, gives me faith that whoever's in there as Dean's replacement on any given play will be ready to play. Now, Bond will get the green dot, not the replacement. But Bobby King needs his flowers. Bobby King deserves his credit for what he's done at linebacker. Bobby King is the guy that's going to hope that. And I get it. And hopefully, I haven't seen it yet. But, you know, if Tyler Higbee doesn't play, that's one of the places that they would attack the defense with. That will help. Snow Bowl 2 on Sunday instead of Shady running wild, Saquon run wild. I don't know about in Philadelphia, but here in Coatesville, they're calling only for 1 to 2 inches of snow on Sunday. So I don't think it'll be a snow bowl unless that hour north is that much more snow than what we're going to get here in southern Chester County. I hate the snow bowl. I hate snow. I hate snow being a factor in a game. I would never go to my first Eagles game it snowed at, and I'll never go to an Eagles game again when it's snowing, although I did apply to win tickets on the Lincoln Financial Field page. Anyway, I want nothing to do with the snow, Rick. Nothing. I will say this. I did find a stat online that Matthew Stafford is 32-40 in his career when he has to play outside of a dome, and he's 59-1 on the road. So Matthew Stafford is not a fan of the cold weather and the outside play. So the snow would definitely affect the Rams. It wouldn't affect the Eagles. You got Jalen Hurts yesterday at practice out there. Everybody's freezing. Everyone's got 3 layers on. Jalen Hurts out there in sleeveless shirt. What is up with that psycho man? Its weapon of Stafford is on his game and will throw lots of tuds versus the Eagles. I don't think so. You're just trying to bring the negativity into the chat today. Dome teams are 1-6 in Philly playoff games. Eagles dominate the Rams. Dominate, I think, is a stretch, but I like the positivity. I do. Hurts, that is okay. And the secondary weapon, Barkley, will be hard to beat Eagles because great all-around roster. Absolutely. And I got some quotes on Jalen Hurts we're going to get into in a second. Good morning, Bruce Bryce Harper. Hope you are well this morning. He's off at 120. Let's go. 80-1. I want that 80-1. And if not 80-1 him, I want Harry Hall at 40-1. Either or would be very happy for me, K1. Yeah. I got 24 fantasy golf lineups this week. I got 6 outright bets placed. Let's make some money 2 weeks in a row. If you sneak past Rams, Sonic and Knuckles not going to be fun. Is that what they call them up in Detroit? Montgomery, who's back for the Lions, and Gibbs, they call him Sonic and Knuckles. Not sure about that. What's up? Bruce says, Phil, you probably talked about this already. Well, we only got started 14 minutes ago. But do you agree that the mean Eagles fan deserved to be banned for saying those things? Yeah, there's more to the story, Bruce, than initially thought. And the context does matter. But the context doesn't matter. The fan should not speak like that. No man should speak to a woman like that. He should be banned for life. That's fine. But that fan that got yelled at, had those tickets bought through a GoFundMe page to the guy's YouTube channel. The guy that was filming it, that wasn't protecting his wife, was filming it because he's got a 60,000 subscriber channel. I'm struggling to get to 500 subscribers, and you got a nitwit out in Green Bay with 60,000 subscribers egging fans on, not protecting his wife. So I don't know what I got. Maybe I got to go do that. Maybe that's how you get the subscriber count up. But he deserved to be banned because no matter what the context was, you don't talk to somebody like that. You don't talk to a woman like that. And I'll call out the other Eagles fans in that section for not shutting that fan up. On top of being banned for life, Bruce, he was also fired from his job because they found out where the guy worked, and that was bad publicity, etc. Phil B. Soft. I ain't soft. Well, I'm soft right here. The belly is very soft. Snowball in 13 was the funnest Eagles I've ever been. No. Oh, I hated it. So, first off, I haven't been to a fun snow game. The first snow game and the only snow game, Rick, I went to was against the Patriots in, 99 or whatever. One of the Detmers started. It was the end of the season. It was like that 4-12 season. It was like a late December, and it was like that cold, icy snow. We're all wrapped up in blankets. The Eagles sucked. The stadium was half empty. It was miserable. Miserable. It was really bad. He wasn't making fun of a team or a fan or of a team. He was harassing a young woman, knowing that the tribe would defend him. Yep, exactly. Phil, new nickname is Phil Fack. What? Lions going to lose on Saturday in the upset game of the week. Heard it here first. Bring Washington. I'm torn, Rick, because I want my man Jason, from my co-host from Fairway to Heaven, one of my best friends, to get the Lions in the championship game so me and him could do shows battling it out next week right here on Trending the AM. But on the flip side, I'm very close with the Washington Commanders group, the Ref the District, and I want to do battles with them on this show next week. So I'm torn. Who do I want to do battles with? Ref the District or Jason Sullivan? I don't know. It's gonna be a torn. I'm torn on that. Related to Johnny Cena, you can't see me. Is that what you're saying? I think the camera's working. You could see me. Just throwing random takes like isn't that what he always does, K1? I mean, that's his shtick. I feel you are right, and I'm glad my brother wasn't there when he was healthy, as he would have stopped it. Yeah, that's what bothers me, Bruce, about that whole fan interaction, that the guy recording it didn't stick up for his wife first and foremost, and B, the other fans. If I saw that, I'm like, yo, chill out, dude. That's uncalled for. You don't talk. Like, I would have at the very least used my words to try to stop it. Or just been very easy. Go to the top of the section and get security. Security never stepped in. It was done. I would love to know what the 5 to 10 minutes beforehand were like. Was that fan egged on? Doesn't make it right. But I want to know, because this guy used his YouTube channel to get the tickets. He posted on his YouTube channel. He knew he was going to the belly of the beast, and he knew he was going to get yelled at. He knew there was going to be cuss words thrown their way. He welcomed it in one statement. He wanted the bad to come his way. So he was hoping for something bad to happen so he can put it on his YouTube channel and talk about bad Eagles fans. Meanwhile, there was a fight at one of the other stadiums during Wild Card weekend. Nobody talked about, was it Washington, I think? There was a fight in the Washington game. Nobody talks about that because it's not a Philadelphia Eagles thing. If you know who the fakes are. I am not facts. Phil, I feel you're right, and that is the thing to do. What you say, I believe that firmly. I don't like getting involved in other people's business, but there's a certain point where you have to. Yeah, you look at him and say, E-A what? Dude did it for the content. His wife was, he basically, his wife was the bait on the end of the fishing line, K1. 1,000%. 1,000%. It still doesn't make what the fan said right, but he did it for content. And I'm sure there was some bait before the video started rolling. And that's my problem with it all. The guy who recorded did the right thing. He would have got destroyed by the fans that only saw Eagles green versus other. He would be in the hospital if he was aggressive. You don't have to be aggressive. You can just grab your wife at the first words and walk to security and say, hey, there's a fan being belligerent down there. saying some bad words to my wife, I'd like him removed. Or I'd like my seats. There are ways around it not getting physical. I'm not a fighter. I would never get physical in a sporting event, ever, because I'm not a fighter. But there's ways around those kind of things. Would have hurt him, and there would have been a big fight. Yeah. Well, you know what? There was a big fight. I don't remember which game it was. I want to say it was the Commanders game. I'm not positive. But yeah. So say Eagles fans do Eagle fans things. Every city that has bad things, they must be Eagles fans hiding, right? In disguise. Content is king. Chaos Chris, what is up, my man? She flipped him off, too. It was hidden behind her jacket, but it was obvious. Look, I know there was more to it, and I get it. It does not make using that word correctly. So here's a little side story. So me and Brian, who's sometimes in the comments, my roommate from college, we used to have a radio show in college, okay? And on the wall of the radio studio, there were I forget how many it was, the 5 or 6 words you're not allowed to say on the radio, that being one of the words. There were a lot of other words on that list. And to start every show, hey, just wanted to let everybody know these are the words we're not allowed to say on the air. And as a joke, we would read all the words on the air. But we would skip one word on that list. We wouldn't use the word used in that video because it's a very derogatory word that should never be said. All right, so that's how, well, I shouldn't say, there were other words on that list that we wouldn't even say. But the F word we would say and a few others. But you just don't say that word, no matter how much you're egged on. You got to be smart. And I know that fan was probably drunk as can be, fired up in a playoff atmosphere, probably been tailgating since 8 a.m. in the morning. None of it makes it right, though. There are 7 words. Is it 7? I can't. College was a long time ago, Jason. A long, long time ago. But yeah, we would say a bunch of them on the air just to let everybody know we weren't allowed to say them. But, you know, college radio stations had like a mile radius, like was heard by the Chester prison right next door to Widener University, and that was pretty much it. Forget, there was one guy that used to listen in the prison all the time. I forget what his name was. But anyway, but the word said by that fan, we wouldn't even repeat it because that's how bad of a word it is. It's just a word you don't use. Thank you. Don't tell anybody I'm smart. You know, I don't want that word getting out, Bruce, that I'm a smart man. I don't know about that. Yeah, 7 deadly words. I couldn't remember how many it was. I actually only hear good interactions between Bills and Eagles fans in my experience. Look, Eagles fans are misinterpreted. We're passionate. We love our teams. Yeah, we're going to shout at you. But if you go into a Bills stadium on a Bills game and it's Bills, say it's Bills Chiefs, and you go in there wearing a Patrick Mahomes jersey, are you not going to get booed for wearing a Patrick Mahomes jersey at the Bills stadium? Of course you're going to get booed. It's kind of crazy, but we get it gets blown out of proportion with us. Don't go to England then. Yeah, it's the kind of stuff that happens in soccer matches. There was a soccer match like 5 years ago where the fans got so out of control they tried to burn the stadium down. They lit the stadium on fire. I think it was in like India somewhere. I forget where. I'm just throwing. Maybe in South America somewhere. I almost got killed at a Giants game for being mouthy. They almost pushed over the rails onto the seats below. Much worse happens at other stadiums than what happens in Philly. Much, much worse. We don't say that sorry about earlier. 12, yeah. Don't tell anybody I'm smart. Phil's smart. I'm smart. I know things. I didn't ask to be passed over. I want respect. Phil's smart. Is that how he says it? Smart. Philly signed Ronald Acuna's cousin yesterday in international draft. Shortstop Nueves. Hopefully he's got some of the same genes as Ronald Acuna then. And hopefully he's even close to it. I did not see that, Rick. That's good. How shortstop, I mean, probably pretty young, probably a little ways away. But we don't really need a shortstop right now, but maybe we do down the line. I don't know. Because Trey Turner can't be your shortstop for the next 9 years. So look at that. Phillies base. February 11th is going to be here before you know it. That's when spring training officially begins with pitchers and catchers. Super excited. Cannot wait. Baseball season While I don't have high hopes for the Phillies this year in the sense of title contention, I do have hopes that when spring training starts, it tells me that summer's almost here. It's the new begin. Something about spring training starting turns things around. They literally shoot each other. Exactly. But Eagles fans are the worst because one drunk fan threw snowball at Santa Claus before my parents were even married, okay? My dad was still in the service when that happened, okay? He was like 18, 19 years old when that happened. That's how long ago it was. And we get the bad flack for it. But that happens. The booing happens at every stadium, in every sport, everywhere. Have you ever been to a Phillies-Mets game? My God. You ever just see the Knicks fans booing the Sixers last night at our home stadium? Jason says there are morons in every fan base. It gets magnified when it happens in Philly because the national media is lazy. Exactly, Jason. I don't know if you saw it, and I forget which game it was. There was literally a massive, like, 5-person fist fight brawl in one of the other games this weekend. Has that been on any news cycle anywhere? Now, I don't watch a lot of news on a daily basis, but I watch enough, and I'm on social media enough where that stuff gets shared. And I've seen it shared like 3 times. I've seen the Philadelphia thing shared 5 million times. And that's the problem. It's lazy. It's an easy story. It's easy clicks. That's why I like you, Jason. No clicks with you. No clickbaits with you. He's like 16. Who's 16? Who's 16? I'm not sure, Chaos. I'm smart, not dumb, like everyone's. I don't know why I couldn't get the right words out. K1, I'm off my game this morning. Didn't know you could even get. Mitchie Poo, I love you, my man. Don't fire people over words. Unfortunately, I get it as a business owner. You don't want the bad publicity. You know, if one of my employees got caught doing something really bad, yeah, I mean, well, actually, one of my employees recently did. I mean, I didn't have to fire him because he got arrested, and that was a no-call, no-show, so it was an easy just take him off the schedule. But, yeah, I'm smart. Not like everyone says, like dumb. I'm smart, and I want respect. Smart. Whenever I use the word smart, I don't think I've ever actually in a sentence pronounced smart. I think even in serious conversations, whenever the word smart has to come out of my mouth, it's always smart. I have to. It's just like if I ever use the word teeth, I always say teeth because that's how my grandma used to say it. Also, can't wait for Phillies championship. I know you think it. We'll get into after the Super Bowl victory on February 9th. February 11th will be a Phillies preview show for sure, Rick, okay? Phil, watch Bear. I can't find the first 2 seasons on demand on anything I pay for. So unless you're going to send me a password for yours. About 15 years ago, there was a fan crush that basically killed a few people and injured dozens because they pushed people in like 20-foot high gate. Yeah. It must have been all Philadelphia fans, right? In disguise in another stadium, right? In England. But no, it might have been in England. But they were all Eagles fans in disguise, pretending to be British. That's my worst British accent ever. Do you want to talk about the KC Wolfman bank robber? He robbed banks to feed his chief addiction. I forgot all about that one. I forgot. But that barely cracks the news cycle. But this Eagles fan gives us our bad rep again and again and again. We made media for throwing. You're not going to get me to say the word, but yes. But it was like a 2-second thing. Is 17, not 16. He's a the young player is what he's saying. What Chris was saying and what you're saying. 17, not 16. Development player, 5 years down the road. Gotcha. Yeah, my dad was still in the Coast Guards in 1968. He was like 18 years old. I know, Jason, you were probably like 47 and on your 20th year working at the radio station by then. I'm just kidding with you. But that's how long ago it was. And that one incident has ruined Philadelphia fan base's narrative for generations. When I'm 80 years old, if I even live that long, I'm sure people will still be talking about on the media cycle, whatever media's like, that long from now, we'll still be talking about this. And it's crazy. And yeah, honestly, if you really know the true story, Santa had it coming. Santa was drunk. Santa was misbehaving. That's it. That's not too bad. So you're only a little bit old. You're 1 year older than my oldest brother. So yeah. So you turned 50 last year. That means good for you. Or not last year. Year before that. I don't think you did. But did you ever work in a kitchen? I've worked in a kitchen my entire life. I own a pizza shop. Okay. But I've worked in high-end restaurants, pizza shops, like fast casual. I've worked in so many different style restaurants. So yes, I've worked in kitchens before. Santa got away easy. Yeah, exactly. He did. He was an underweight and drunk because the organization hired, got the flu, and they were too cheap to replace him. Yeah, everybody's a boomer to you. Absolutely. Santa was publicly drunk and cussing with a stadium full of kids. He wasn't even scheduled. Santa, yeah, look. Let's move off of that, okay? Let's get back to the point. I don't even know what the point was that got us on this. I think Bruce brought up the fan again and then dipped right away. Bruce brought the conversation to this and then got out of Dodge before it got out of hand. Smart man, Bruce. You got your opinions in, then boop, dipped. Did they tell in kitchen like bear? Again, I haven't seen it, so I don't know. But there's bad talking in kitchens everywhere. At least nobody called. Yeah, exactly. Because what would have been worse, that or the snowballs? The word would have probably been worse. Let's move on the batteries. Let's move back to football, guys. Let's move back to Eagles Rams. Let's move back to what needs to be discussed. And I keep bringing up the two things. I keep bringing up Saquon Barkley and his key to the game, and Eagles inside linebacker coach Bobby King, and how important Bobby King is to the success of this defense. Look, Vic Fangio gets all the credit, but I also want to bring up some Jalen Hurts stuff today. And of course, I brought up already, and no one's really as concerned as me, but I think A.J. Brown's injury might be a little worse than people let on. But Jalen Hurts was asked about Saquon Barkley yesterday after practice. And, he was asked about teams trying to stop Saquon Barkley. And he said, don't think there's been a game all year that he's been stopped. Reporter follows up with, well, they try. And he responded with, they try. But the more important quotes were, he wants everybody to understand, I play to win, and that's all that matters. It's all about winning. So, again, Jalen Hurts isn't concerned about his passing stats. Jalen Hurts isn't worried about appeasing the media narrative that he's not good. I saw a quote, a graphic from Nick Wright or one of the FS1 people, the playoff tier ranking of quarterbacks that are left. And you got the tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. Nobody in tier 4, and they dropped Jalen Hurts down to tier 5 all by himself. Seth Joyner. And I agree with Seth Joyner sometimes, disagree with Seth Joyner other times, okay? But he had some quotes about Jalen Hurts yesterday. Hurts he brought up how so many people in the media talk about Jalen Hurts might be why they don't get to a Super Bowl. And you know what he said to that? He said, shut up and enjoy the ride. Every time he has to show up, he does. He just doesn't have to right now. He calls it out like, would you rather Jalen Hurts showing up when necessary and doing enough to win, or Justin Herbert or Jordan Love, just like I've been bringing up? And, he addresses the people that say he's the weak link. He's a winner, and he makes it happen when it matters. So Jalen Hurts and Seth Joyner out there reminding the media, not the fans, because I think some of the fans actually see it the right way now, but reminding the fans that winning is all that matters. Mentioned Seth Joyner wishes Jalen Hurts was his quarterback all the way back with the Eagles. That rolls on the tongue. Let's move on the batteries. Santa would have thrown hands if he, if you call Mrs. Claus that. Yeah. I'm worried about Ravens more than Eagles should be worried. I don't know. I think the Bills should be worried about the Ravens this weekend a little bit. Violent night style. A.J. Brown's injury cost us a tutty. Yeah, everyone says Jalen Hurts overthrew it, and I thought there was a little wind involved that helped the ball sail, duck, but it turns out that it wasn't that windy. So maybe A.J. Brown just didn't have his quick step and his speed, which he's a lot faster than people realize, A.J. Brown. If his knee is as bad as I think it is, it's good enough to play, but it's making him a little slower, a little less capable of making the really hard cuts on his routes that he normally does. Eagles have best all-around roster by far, but. Well, the Eagles have a fantastic roster. Modern Christmas classic. Harbor plays the best Santa ever. No. Bobby's the best Santa ever. Just so you know. You have the 5 or 6 best quarterback. That's no Bruno. Good. I used to see the Santa Snowball incident as a badge of honor. Now the media is shaming us, and we're feeling the peer pressure. Yeah. Look, let's move on. I don't know why we're spending so much time on today's show, talking about snowballs and Santa again. I mean, it's exhausting. How's Hurts the weak link on the Eagles team? The media says he's the weak link. Fans say he's the weak link. But all he is a winner, and he shows up and makes it happen when he needs to. He's the weak link, but Justin Herbert threw 4 touchdowns. That's the problem? Seriously? Why doesn't the media just shut up and enjoy the ride? Why don't the fans just shut up? When I heard Seth Joyner, shut up and enjoy the ride, it just rang so true to me and everything I've been saying for so long. Hurts is no bueno, according to TMC. Yeah. I am more worried about Ravens. Yeah, you should be. Lamar, in theory, might be better than Hurts, but Hurts has played in the Super Bowl. Lamar has many more years, and he's got the regular season MVPs, but he does not have the playoff success that Jalen Hurts has. Barkley is greater than King Henry. Absolutely. Yo. What's up, Big Al? Yeah. If you know, you know. Santa C, C-Lot. Hurts has flaws in his game, but every player does. Absolutely. Every player. Justin Herbert has flaws. Jordan Love has flaws. Jalen Daniels has flaws as a rookie. Jalen Hurts, his biggest non-flaw is that he wins. That's all that matters. Winning is everything. Do you watch Eagles? Duck watches the Eagles just as much as I do. Kelsey's Super Bowl speech showed all the media BS up to that point. Absolutely. Who's going to give the Kelsey speech to shut the media up this year? Will it be Jordan Mailata? Maybe. I don't know. Maybe. No bueno, or does that say bueno or Bruno? I don't know. He had 39 yards. Who cares? They won the football game. That's all that matters. I think I think you watch a few minutes of football in your life, right? You're smart, not dumb like everybody says. Who cares? Winning is all that matters. It's not good for business for them to enjoy the ride. It's easy to say Hurts is the weak link. If they lose, they are right, and if he wins, they hide behind the win and just say it the next week. I get it, Al. I get it. And that's why I'm stuck on 356 subscribers, because I don't say dumbass shit like that. I don't want to be the clickbait guy. I don't need to. Then you should know Hurts need bounce back. He don't need to bounce back. He won the football game. I need a different set of glasses because the glasses I was wearing, they're for far away driving. I think I'm starting to lose some. I wish there was a way I could zoom in just on the comments, but not the rest of my screen, because the words are very small on my computer screen. Or I got to get a third screen and just put it really close. But then you complain I'm not looking at the camera at all again. A.J. Brown will give the speech. A.J. Brown, you think, will give the speech. That's my quarterback. And will he cry and say, that's my quarterback? He'll open up his book of inner excellence and read a passage from it right there to 4 million Eagles fans. That's what it is. I think A.J. Brown would give some kind of a speech. I think Jordan Mailata would give some form of a speech. And I don't know. Maybe Jalen Carter. Maybe he'd be one of those guys. I don't know. Look, I still rock them. I wear them. I keep them in my car. Because if I don't leave them in my car, I forget them, and I really need them for driving. So if I take them out of my car, I forget them, and then I'm halfway down the road. I'm like, shit, I don't have my glasses. If you should saw Josh Allen put up under 200 a game, is honest to say he is not. As long as they win, who gives a crap how many yards? It's not about how you win. It's about winning. Winning is all that matters in sports. That's all. Winning is everything. Doesn't matter how. It's just the win. Dude, a lot of people in this chat right now, Mitchie Poo, including the host, is a righteous, delusional Eagles fan, for sure. How can I piss people off today? A running back is nothing without a good offensive line. Great running backs are measured by the extra yards they get in the open field. Yeah, absolutely. And the Eagles are a much better run team. And listen, people think we got this great offensive line. We have a great offensive line, but it's an elite run blocking offensive line. And it's a good pass blocking offensive line. But Saquon is really feasting with this offensive line. Big Al knows a lot more than you do, my man. Don't start a fight with my man. A.J. Brown is not giving that speech. My a lot of speech would be the closest to the Kelsey speech. Yeah. Jordan Mailata would get up there and start singing a show tune or something, probably, honestly. Who's the closest personality to a Jason Kelsey on this team? I'm not even sure if we got. Look, I don't even know if we knew Jason Kelsey had that kind of personality in him until he gave that speech, until he started rocking the Mummers outfit. Burrow is the best statistical quarterback in the NFL. Where are the Bengals? Yeah, I mean, look, he put up fantastic stats, fantastic fantasy football numbers, Duck. And yeah, in theory, he's probably the best pure passer in football. And yeah, he did play in the Super Bowl, so I'll give him some credit for winning some playoff games. I actually think he's got more career playoff wins than Jalen Hurts at this point. Not by the end of the Super Bowl victory, but yeah. So, but where are the Bengals? How many wins did they have this year? 9? They're not in the playoffs. So stats mean nothing if your team doesn't win. If you don't make one more play, an elite quarterback elevates the rest of their team by doing whatever it takes to win. Showing up when it matters most. Making it happen when it matters most. Oh, we need to get Phil up to 1K subs so he can afford a second pair. Yeah, true. It's 100%. I'm broke. This cold spell, man, my electric bill is going through the roof heating this house. Damn. I need money. I do. The AFC script, Bills will win in a barn burner this weekend and lose to the Chiefs. Oh, I know. Look, I know somebody earlier in the show, and I forget who it was, said that Washington beating Detroit will be the upset of the weekend. I'm calling it here first. And I don't know if this is just a complete thought I had last night. The upset of the weekend is going to be, mark my words, write this down right now. It's the 16th of January, 9:40 or 8:43 in the morning. The upset of the week in the NFC or NFL divisional round of the playoffs. The Texans are going to beat the Chiefs on Sunday. You heard it here first. I predicted an Eagles-Texans Super Bowl. It's still a possibility. And guess what? Next week in the championship rounds, it's still going to be a possibility. Now, I think the Bills will beat the Texans, but Texans upsetting the Chiefs outright. Not just covering, outright. You heard it here first. All right? You heard it here first. No, what? Burrow is not the weakest link on. I know he's not the weakest link, but if he's as great as he is, he would make one more play. He would help his team win that game a little bit more. Not the point. The point is the win is the stat that matters. That's all it is. Would you rather have only one Super Bowl trophy or for 4 consecutive Super Bowl appearances but no trophy? I'd want the one Super Bowl trophy, for sure. For sure. Moving the argumental goalpost. Eagles beat great, but argument is Hurts as a weak link. He's not a weak link. Nobody is. I will never say he's the weak link. Could you imagine? Absolutely. But you know what, Big Al? And I said this before, that Jalen Hurts signed a team-friendly contract with team-friendly money and spread out the money and whatnot. Joe Burrow waited and signed a contract. I went through it. His cap hit every year is 10, 12, 1 year, $20 million more than Jalen Hurts. You can't build a great offensive line. You can't keep your wide receivers or running back. You can't build the defense when your quarterback doesn't put the picture. Look at the Patriots all those years with Tom Brady. Tom Brady was never even a top 5 paid quarterback in the NFL earlier in his career when he was winning all those Super Bowls. Why? Because he took as much money as he could, but left enough money on the table to build a great team. Jalen Hurts did the same. Jalen Hurts could have waited He didn't have to sign the contract when he did. He could have waited until somebody else did and gotten more or less team-friendly. But without Jalen Hurts, you don't sign the extensions to Mailata, to Dickerson, to these guys. You don't give the extension to A.J. Brown. And look at the Bengals. They're going to lose Jamar Chase or T. Higgins this year because you can't pay everybody with Joe Burrow's contract. Just saying. It's a big, important thing there. As opposed to Lamar, who'd be great, but roster is bad. It's easy if you try. What's the money line on that game? Now Phil got me feeling. I'm going to look it up right now. Give me a second. I will get you that money line right now. I'm telling you, Texans upsetting. Let me see. Right now, Texans are plus 380, Freddie. Plus 380 to win that game is the money line. You know what? After this show's over, Freddie, I'm dropping a $5 or a $10 on that right now. No doubt about it. Texans upset of the week. Lock it in. That's good value. Good morning, Jose. Hope you're well. Every team is trying to figure out Barkley, and yet his at least 3 games, he rushed for 119, 167, and 150. Yeah. Barkley is the key component to the victory, shockingly, this week. Too soon for an old school Bills fan. That hurt me, and I don't care about the Bills. Yeah. You man say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. Hell below us, above us only sky. Imagination and imagining does nothing without implementation. Look at that. Look at that line right there. Look at that deep line right there. I hope someday Duck will join us and the NFL will live as one. What? I envision Patty Mahomes in the training room getting his ankles taped with a cigar like Michael Jordan. Yeah, that's actually pretty funny. I like that, mister. I do. I remember that cigar situation. Texans will get slammed. They may. But I don't know. No Bazootin' Hoot 2. What? What about Bazootin' Hoot? If I was a gambler, I would drop 10 on that. Basically a coffee and breakfast Sammy to get you over 200. Yeah, look. No, a 10 on a plus 380, that'll bring you back $48. 38 plus your 10 back. So not a hundo, not 2 hundo. Unless you're going to drop 10 grand or, bigger money on that. But I like the Texans. The Chiefs are not as good as they've been this year. Even though they're 16-1, something doesn't feel right there. They got to be exhausted by this point. They've played the longest seasons, like 5 years in a row. I just think this is where their luck runs out. I do. Feel their luck runs out this week. Plain and simple. The line's it's an 8-point line right now. I would definitely take the Texans plus 8 without a problem. Look, jokes fly over my head all the time. I'm trying to read right now. I've read 135 comments, K1, and I got more to read. I can't catch every single joke. I'm trying to host, respond, and produce a show at the same time. Sometime jokes, right there. I can't help that. I got your comments being read. I'm checking side comments over here. I'm doing a lot at one time here. All right? This is a one-man band operation. I'm a one-man band, baby. There's only so much I could do at once here. All right? My best friend is old school Bills. Look, every Eagles fan was a Bills fan at one point, if you're old enough. Because there's no way in those Super Bowls you're rooting for the Giants, the Redskins, or the Cowboys. So we all became Bills fans back in the 90s. So it's Fox's Pizza Den. Finally gets slammed with orders. We get slammed always with orders. Sorry, I miscounted. Then you get lots of love. Hurts is better than Stroud, so Stroud hit a rookie wall or sophomore slump this year. That lady that was called whatever, her husband should be a man and show the whole entire clip. Absolutely. Look, it doesn't make using the word Noom's right, but there's so much more to the story than meets the eye. G.I. Joe. I can see that. The city fan base, yep. Commanders going to get body slammed. Yeah. Probably. Crazy thing, my man Jason last night, or Tuesday night, was telling me Montgomery is back for the Lions, and he thinks the Lions offense is better when it's just Gibbs, not Gibbs and Montgomery. Just a random thing there, but yeah. Commanders have a better chance than the Texans. The Commanders, at least from what I've seen, the fans are just happy they're at this point. The Texans got to this point last year, so they've got a little bit more experience. Yeah, I don't know. The Texans have to beat the Chiefs. They also have to beat the refs. The Commanders have to beat the Lions and Dan Campbell, and I don't know. I mean, I'm going to drop a $5 on the Texans money line, but I don't think either team wins. I wouldn't really feel overly confident that either team wins is what I should say. Guys, you're watching Trending in the AM right here on the STT Sports Network. Please, if you haven't already done it, hit the like button. If you haven't yet, which everybody chatting should have, hit the subscribe button. And all you in the chat, take a second, hit that share button and share it on a social media platform. Please and thank you. I greatly appreciate it. We are rolling on with Eagles talk. We might dabble in Sixers talk because I think I found Daryl Morey and Josh Harris burner accounts last night on Twitter. So I want to share that with everybody and how it actually could be worse for the Sixers. We'll get into that. But we're really going to stick to a lot of Eagles talk, and we'll get into predictions tomorrow and stuff like that for the game. Because I think I've already picked my score prediction. I only rooted for the Bills so they could beat the stinking Cowboys. Exactly. And the Giants and the then Redskins. The Washington has a 2024 blank. Is that a magnet? Emojis don't always come up right in the chat for some reason. Commies have seem to have lead character protection all season. Look, the Commanders are a good team, and they're going to be good for a long time. They're just not there yet. I just don't think they're complete enough to be in the championship game. I would love to see Washington. I would love another home game next weekend in Philadelphia. Lamar, Mahomes, Allen, Goff, Stafford, Daniels, Hurt, Stroud. You're welcome. I strongly disagree with that. Daniels is not better than Hurts. Goff is not really better than Hurts either. But I could give you Lamar, Mahomes, and Allen better. Sure. But that's it. I believe that it's going to be a Bills-KC rematch. Josh Allen didn't forget that crazy overtime game. Yeah, I mean, in theory, that's how I feel too. But Josh Allen has come. Look, let's not joke around it. Josh Allen's possibly the best quarterback in football. Possibly. Next to Mahomes. But when's he won a championship game? He's not in his second or third year. Josh Allen's been in the league for what now? 7, 8 years? He still hasn't gotten there. Just saying. Because you are a sane and intelligent human being, not like those mouth breathers, cow ladies fans. Yeah. I wouldn't bet on either team either, but it's the Chiefs in postseason. Yeah, exactly. And I agree with what you're saying, K1. I really, truly do. For sure. You can't bet against the Chiefs until they actually prove you could bet against them. Basically, that's my philosophy. Whenever a team, just like when the Patriots were on their run, I wouldn't bet against the Patriots until they showed that they couldn't do it. You know what I mean? Like, you just can't bet against it. Horseshoe. Gotcha. Sorry. So my side screen here, which is on YouTube, this is my streaming app. The side screen I can see, but it's a little further away. But on the streaming app, it doesn't show emojis. It pops up on the screen, but it doesn't. It just shows like, I don't know how to describe it. It's not a graphic. It's almost like letters in the shape of something on this screen. If you won $500K on a crazy parlay, would you quit or keep going? If I won actually, I had a dream that I won the Powerball last night. Actually, funny you say that. I would not quit streaming. I might not do it every day, but I would not quit streaming because this is my fun. This is my passion. This is my sanity, Mister. This is how I go on every day. When I honestly took 8 days off from content when I was on that cruise for New Year's, and I missed this every single day. But I definitely would not be showing up to work at Fox's Pizza ever again. I would sell it to the highest bidder for pennies on the dollar, and I wouldn't work that kind of a job. I'd pay off my mortgage, or maybe I'd pay off some of my mortgage and do a complete remodel on my house. I'd do a lot with that money. But I would still keep doing this. $500K is nothing, especially after taxes. It's nothing. It's so hard to finish Quick and the Dead, the movie. I just read it's so hard to finish quick, and then I saw And the Dead. Quick and the Dead's a great movie. For good luck. Gotcha. Again, I can't see emojis all the time. It's weird because the I think that's a hand. See, no, I can't even tell what that is. It's really weird. It pops up on the side screen perfectly fine, but the streaming app doesn't always show them. Jose is goated. Jose's the man. He calls me Padre Philip all the time. Again, I keep forgetting to pull my MVP Altar Boy trophy out for you guys. I thought it was a magnet, but I can't. Again, I don't get to see the whole emojis all the time. Chiefs on cruise control until postseason. I saw them down by like 28 the other day in the playoffs. Yeah, look, you can't bet against Mahomes. You just can't. Has there ever been a quarterback that passed for 4K yards and rushed for 1K yard in a season? Kyle, statistician, are you in the chat? Adam, statistician 2.0 in the chat. Anybody want to Google that? I don't know. Don't know. Actually, you know what? What did Lamar Jackson rush for this year? Like 800 something? I think I heard, maybe now that I'm thinking about it, that Lamar Jackson had the most passing yards combined with the most rushing yards of all time, and he didn't get to 1,000, so maybe that's a no. The answer to that's probably no. So I think Lamar Jackson is the best so far, and he had like 8-something this year. That's what I think I heard. Sharon Stone be hot. What? Okay. Oh, in The Quick and the Dead. That's right. Yeah. There's a great cast in that movie, honestly. Young Leo. What's his name? From Hoosiers. Why can't I think of his name? Great cast in that movie. I really like The Quick and the Dead. Phil, get that magnet out of your, yeah. Randall had 939 and 3K, not 4K and 1K. I think for a 4,000-yard passer, I think Lamar had the most rushing yards of all time this year. Lamar is MVP. See, I talked about Coach of the Year on Twitter yesterday, and how Nick Sirianni deserves credit for Coach of the Year considerations. He won't win it, but he should at least get consideration. I haven't really thought about who would be my MVP this year. I mean, Saquon should be in the conversation. He won't be. He might finish 3rd or 4th in it. Would it be Lamar? Would it be Josh Allen? Would it be Patty Mahomes again? I don't know. If I had a vote for MVP, I'd find it hard to not put Josh Allen as 1 on my list. I'd probably go Allen 1, Lamar 2, or Saquon 2, Lamar 3. That would probably be, and I think you get to vote for up to 5 places. I might consider putting Jalen Hurts in the top 5 because he's clutch. Coach McGinty was was in the day. Yeah. Why can't I think of his name? I'm like drawing a complete blank. Coach McGinty in his heart. He was the big bad guy in Quick and the Dead. Killed his own. I won't ruin it. Gene Hackman. One of the most. I'll honestly say this. Not every movie he does is great, but can we say that Gene Hackman might be one of the most underrated, underappreciated actors of all time? I mean, he's really good in a lot of movies. So, did Patrick Mahomes do more with less? His wide receiver core wasn't great. His running back group wasn't great. Maybe. He's got the little backing of the referees and the NFL script and the Swifties and whatnot. Got to take that into account, relaunch. But Mahomes deserves MVP considerations as well. I still think probably Josh Allen gets it. Josh Allen had a hell of a year. And you vote for MVP before the playoffs start. So you can't take playoffs into consideration at all. It's a regular season award. But yeah, I think he definitely is in that top 5 consideration as well. I think he has done more with less, but he's always had a good O-line and tight end. Tight end hasn't been as good this year. Crimson Tide, goated, great movie. Took a stupid movie like The Replacements and made it good. Considering he already pulled the process and got his wrist slapped, I'm surprised Silver isn't slapping Josh Harris for his injury. Look, we're going to talk Sixers in 1 second because I want to address one. I can't think of the name now. There was a Gene Hackman movie where it was like a heist movie, and somebody turned on him at the end of the movie, but he knew the turning was coming. I forget how it played out at the end there, but there was a great heist movie. I can't think of the name of it. It's probably like mid to late 90s. What was the Gene Hackman heist movie? The dude that played Tony Stark's rival in Iron Man 2 was in it. There's a great cast in that movie, too. I can't think of it. Gene Hackman's an underrated thing. Most of the time, had at least one real wide receiver. Not this year, though. Mahomes didn't play great this year. He wasn't a lot. He did a few bad movies, too, but it was a lot. Kaylin, what's the movie I'm thinking of? It was a heist movie. Probably in like the mid to late 90s. Maybe a little bit later than that, actually. I don't know. It's a really great movie, and I can't remember what it was called. It's literally called The Heist. Is it really? I'm sitting here thinking of it. That doesn't even make sense to me, but it's a great movie. Hoosiers is a fantastic movie. I don't think it gets enough credit with today's generation for a basketball movie. Look, Nooms brings up a Sixers thing, and I want to talk about the Sixers for a minute here, maybe 5. Considering he already pulled the process and got his wrist slapped, I'm surprised Silver isn't slapping Josh Harris. First and foremost, they definitely need to step in and force Josh Harris to sell. He's a terrible owner, okay? And I put out a tweet. First off, before I even get into my tweet, look, the Sixers season is a disaster. I have never seen French Connection. I know a lot of people have said it's great. I have never seen it for some reason. I'm not sure why, but I know I should probably see that. What the one with Will Smith? It was filmed in Philadelphia. I know they had a scene filmed at Drexel University. Enemy of the State, that's right. I've seen that. It's a great movie as well. Silver will slap Harris for the injury management. So first and foremost, it could be worse. I don't know if you guys saw. I didn't watch the game, but last night the Clippers beat the Brooklyn Nets, 126-67. So it could be worse, first and foremost. But I think I found the Josh Harris and Daryl Morey burner accounts, because I put out a tweet yesterday. I'm going to share it here on the screen. I don't think I need my golf background there. We'll put a little blue back there for you guys so you can see this tweet. Pretty basic tweet yesterday. I reiterate again, the Sixers organization is a disaster. Josh Harris is a terrible owner. Daryl Morey is an overhyped exec. Nick Nurse has quit, as has Joel Embiid and Paul George. It's time to sell the team, tear it down, and hope by 2030 the Sixers are relevant again. Okay? And 99% of the people in this comment section here that you see, I'm getting a standing ovation for it. That's how great it is. Okay? But then there's this comment by Jeff C., bandwagon Clippers fan. Okay? Daryl Morey is elite. Granted, I agree that this was a bad move, but the same guy traded Ben Simmons for James Harden, the same guy who in Houston took a team from a career-ending injuries of McGrady and Yao and built it without, look, he didn't build shit in the, so we found Jeff C., who's got, let's see what his profile looks like, 5 followers. He's a bandwagon LA Clippers fan, no face, no profile picture. This is Daryl Morey's burner account. I think I found it, okay? And let's page down. Keezy says it was a stupid take, but Dan says, and this is Josh Harris's burner account. Again, his profile description is me. Harris is a terrible owner. Why? You do not approve of the fact that he is currently paying the salaries of 3 max contracts while working on building a state-of-the-art complex? Please explain. And then somebody responded to that with, pay him no mind. I'm just trolling for clicks. Harris is a decent. So Josh Harris has got 2 burner accounts right here. 2. I can't believe that there are Sixers fans out there that still are buying in that Josh Harris, Daryl Morey have nothing to do with the failures of the Sixers season. And it's pathetic. It's straight pathetic that there's people out there that still feel this way. It's crazy. Lots of shows and movies seen in Philly. Yeah, Philly's actually a pretty good place. A lot of people film in Philadelphia. Good morning, Eric. The Gatekeeper's here. The movie, the show, it can begin now that Eric is here. The French Mafia We're the first to traffic heroin into the United States. Okay. Give me a standing ovation for the work I do here every day, K1. I want you to stand up from wherever you're watching this. Stand up and give me a rousing round of applause, please. Phil, you can stop practicing. Let's start the show. We've been talking Eagles for the first hour, plus Eagles fans and quarterbacks and running backs and Bobby King, the linebacker coach. We're kind of talking Sixers as well. Now at the second half of the show, we've dabbled in Phillies. I cannot believe that the Sixers still have supporters out there. I saw a picture or video from Keith Pompey of the stadium 5 minutes, the Wells Fargo Center, 5 minutes before tip-off. It was half empty. The Philadelphia 76ers, they had a primetime game coming up in a week or two. It was deflexed off of national TV. Poor Al and Kate Scott thought they were getting the night off. Not happening now. Back to work, you two. It's pathetic. It's pathetic. And last night was the perfect reason why fans won't give up. They showed some fight and heart against the Knicks, pushing it to overtime. Still to come up short. Seriously? You're going to use last night's game to give you hope? The Sixers are dead. They are a dead organization. And the fact, Joe Embiid's now what? Missed 26 of 39 games? With no clear explanation on what the situation is ever? The show has officially started now. Phil going to be in a movie casting for 40-year-old elderly men. Yeah, I'm a 44-year-old elderly man for sure. I'll take Colangelo and his burner account over Daryl Morey. Look, I just don't understand. Like the NBA steps in when there's problems in the NBA, real problems. The Sixers have a real problem. Their owner does not care about the team, the fan base, even the city. The fact that he leveraged city officials to get Comcast to build him a stadium. It's pathetic. It's terrible. It's nonsense. Eric, we've also talked about pineapple, yes or no, on pizza. Already got your response on YouTube, but just so you know, I am so over the Josh Harris, Daryl Morey era. I bet you Josh Harris has not talked basketball with Daryl Morey or Nick Nurse once. And that's why Nick Nurse has quit on this team. Nick Nurse wants to be fired. Nick Nurse doesn't want to quit. Nick Nurse wants to get fired so he keeps his paycheck coming in. It's a bad situation. Like, I was thinking of the dreadful Philly runs up to like 88 when I started, 87, 88 when I started watching through 92, then 94 through about 2005, 2006. How dreadful the Phillies were. But we knew they were dreadful. We never really believed they were good. This Sixers team was sold to us that they were going to be good. This is going to be the best of the era. We were sold. We're spending all this money on all these big-name players, that this team is going to be good. Yet, they're worse. I enjoyed watching the 10-win Sixers team more. I enjoyed watching the Greg Jeffries-led 1996 Phillies team more. I enjoyed watching the Tommy Herr-led 1989 Phillies more. I enjoyed watching Clarence Weatherspoon put up hoops for the Sixers more. Hershey Hawkins, Dana Barrows. All more than this current Sixers product. I'm set on the business, finally. Put me in a room with Josh Harris and Daryl Morey, and I'll tell them how I feel. 1,000%. And meanwhile, they're only 2 out of the play-in and the marketing department. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And no offense, I love Sean Bernard. Sean Bernard will keep selling it as well, because Sean Bernard put out a tweet that he's going to do every Jared McCain TikTok if the Sixers miss the playoffs. So you'll have Sean Bernard still, telling people that they'll make the playoffs because he doesn't want to do all the dances. We have to create scandal to get the team taken from Harris. All right, well, let's start some scandal. I'm going to start taking advice. I'm going to write this down. Scandal. I got to write this down. Scandal to take team from Harris. That's it. Right there. I got you. I think that's good. I'm taking opinions. I'm taking ideas on what scandals we could create. Laughing in the face of Philadelphia while owning the Commanders. Look, He leveraged the Devils purchase to buy the Sixers, which he leveraged to buy the Commanders. That's all he cared about was getting a football team. And it's hilarious that nobody sees it outside of a few of us. There are NFL folks that called the Washington front office basketball folks that were fond of their football opinions. Yeah. It's pathetic. NBA is a dying product. The players make more than ever and play less than ever. Lazy, overpaid divas. The ratings are down. Look, I saw a video. Someone shared it on Twitter a couple days ago. LaMelo Ball took like 17 three-pointers in a game. I think 10 of them were from 30 feet. He made like 5 of them total. And they wonder why the product's bad. Oh, my God. It is hate the perfect follow-up to joke to bring down the house and laughter, but the show would have to have been on Patreon. I just lost my train of thought. I had something on Josh Harris to say there, and now I can't remember what it was. But look, Josh Harris could care less. Daryl Morey has done nothing. The Sixers are an embarrassment, and something's got to give. Something. And yes, Rick, he's a weasel. He is. He is a complete and total weasel. Look, it's a hot topic. It is. Morey is an eel. Morey is something, all right. I confused Phil with his accurate grammar. Is that what it was? I did get confused a little bit by Eric's comment. We'll put it back up. Oh, my God, is hate the perfect follow-up joke to bring down the house and laughter, but the show would have to, like, there needs to be some commas there or something. Help me slow that down a little bit. Something got to give. Something got to give. I mean, you up in Buffalo, you don't got NBA basketball. You don't have an NBA team. You got the Syracuse Orange Men. I don't think they've been very good for a while. That's all the basketball you see up there in Buffalo. Our figurative sports buttholes have been violently violated. Ouch. That's what she said. David Silver is an alien walking amongst us, one of the great. Yeah, I've rewatched Men in Black 1 a few times to see if they've somehow edited David Silver's face on that big screen when they show Will Smith, all the aliens out there. I keep expecting to see David Silver. Actually, maybe that teacher that Will Smith said was his teacher was an alien. Maybe that's David Silver's mother. Maybe. I don't know. He's got to be. He's got to be. Sorry, I was driving. I meant I had the perfect follow-up joke, but it wouldn't have been appropriate for this show. Oh. I got to do a Patreon account now to do that. I got to do a private paid-for only show where you can say whatever you want and get away with it. Nothing wrong with me. How about Adam Silver? Yeah, it's Adam. Barb. I didn't even notice it, Barb. I even read it out loud. I even read it out loud and didn't catch that one. That's why I like you. You catch everyone. You catch it. Again, K1 criticizing me earlier for jokes going over my head. I'm producing. I'm reading. I'm side-checking over here to make sure I don't put inappropriate stuff up. Dude, I'm a one-man band here. There's a lot to do here. Yeah, exactly. Both of them must be aliens. David is Adam's evil twin brother, right? That he only creeps out at certain times only creeps out at night. And he scares kids in their bedrooms at night, David Silver. Barb is the best. I love Barb. She does not let a thing slide, and I wish more people did that. Except for when I miss a joke, K1. Because I can't catch every joke around here. Guys, we're coming up to the final 10, 15 minutes of the show. We're talking the Sixers' embarrassment. Eagles. Saquon Barkley is the key. The entire key. A.J. Brown is his injury. Worse than they're letting on. Eagles linebacker coach Bobby King. Gene Hackman. Underrated actor. They have been the keys so far. They've been the topics so far. Watch Two Birds, One Show tonight at 10 p.m. for plenty of uncensored. Dude, I got to come on a show, Rick, so I could be uncensored and inappropriate on a show. You really got to invite me on someday because I got some inappropriate jokes I can make, but I try to keep it clean. I got some inappropriate content I could give you, but I got to keep it clean. But you got to wait till I'm done with dry January here. I almost broke my dry January last night. Almost. I really wanted to jack on the rocks last night, but I said no. I pushed through. I am now 12 straight days alcohol free, trying to get through the year or through January. That would give me 4 weeks clean, and then February 1st, I'll be chugging right out of the bottle. Sona Riza, Phil, what? I can't. That one's going over my head. You should come on the show anytime you want. It's the Wild Wild West on that show, like Wild Wild West, Jim West, Desperado. Hold on, I used to have that. That was the worst movie in the world by Will Smith, but I used to have that song memorized. Wild Wild West, Jim West. I don't know. Anyway, as soon as I'm done dry January, I am coming on your show, 1,000%. My son said Silver looks like a walking Alex symbol. And how old's your son? Because if he's young enough, that's pretty hilarious. Even more hilarious depending on how young he is. Yeah, it was 59 points to beat. Details matter. It was 59 points. It was 126-67. It's pathetic. How can any NBA game have a final score of 126-67? Maybe if Ben Simmons played, it wouldn't have been that bad of a game, right? So it could be worse, Sixers Nation. We're not losing games by 60 points, right? So that's a positive. That's a positive. I thought you were so much older. Looking at that profile picture, I thought you were like 65, Nooms. But yeah, there you go, 10-year-old. That's pretty funny. It's even more funny knowing he's 10. But the NBA is a bad product. They wonder why ratings are dropping. Why nobody cares. They're not selling out arenas everywhere anymore. It's a pathetic product. And it doesn't help that one of the top 5 media markets in the country, the Sixers, are the laughing stock of the league. It's pathetic. Can I say hell or S on your show? You can say whatever you want. I can say whatever I want. I try to keep it professional. I got pizza shop people that watch this show. So I got to keep it professional for my business sake. But you guys can say whatever you want. But absolutely, guys, find Rick. Find 2 birds, 1 show. Fantastic show that he does. Love Rick's product. Love it. Always have it on the background when I catch the replay the next day. For sure. 10 o'clock's a little late for me on the regular basis, so I can't watch it at 10 o'clock at night or 11 o'clock at night, but in the morning, I always put it on. I'll be listening tomorrow. How many in this chat have visited Fox's Pizza? The chat, not many, if any. Somebody early in the show said they had pizza. They didn't answer when I asked them if it was my pizza. Where was it? This guy, Twitter, Liam. I know I have a couple on Twitter that follow me that come into the pizza shop. And Adam is my best customer in the chat, just so you know. So he's in my shop all the time for his pizza for Sundays. So some have. But I know some also listen in the background. And, I got to keep my professional image, I got a business to support. All right? Hey, I always say, Rick, there's a lot of local content creators, and there's room for us all to be on the same page. There's too many fightings and beefs amongst those small times. If we all banded together, Rick, we could put some of these other idiots and nitwits out of business, the big timers. There's plenty of room for all of us to do good, and we all do great work. Some of them do better than others. I don't think I'm the best, but I appreciate that. I think there's room for me to improve what I do, but I appreciate your kind words. And look, you guys do a great job as well. The NBA needs to take it back to basics. They're focused on stupid visuals and weird airless balls. Players need to play. Absolutely. I'm just kidding with you. I was just messing with you. You do look a lot younger than that. I was just joshing with you. Love pizza. Big fan of thin crust, well done pizza. But pizza's like sex. When it's good, it's really good, and when it's bad, it's still good. It's great. I wish I could use that on my Fox's Pizza page to promote, but I think that would be inappropriate for the 99% families that are my customer base. NBA may need to cut down on games if they get their stars. Yeah. They would never do that, Doug, though. They would never cut down on games. They just wouldn't. Because they would never do that to the money aspect. My grammar is perfect. I just have a lower my IQ to decipher my words to the masses. Gotcha. It's all us. It's nobody else. Oh no, Noom's comments broke the show. YouTube, Illuminati has been summoned. You must not besmirch the alien Silverman. Okay, gotcha. NBA also starts slapping a cap on this crap. Look, I don't know what the answer is. Eric, a code switcher. Okay. I don't know what the answer is to the NBA problem. I strongly, 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 strongly believe that whenever the next player league agreement is up, there is going to be a massive lockout or strike. Because between the contracts, the ratings, the players not playing every day, the league trying to force players to play, there is going to be a major issue in the NBA. I don't know when the next union agreement is up, but there is going to be a massive, massive work stoppage in the NBA coming up in the near future. I guarantee it. They are not going to get to the next agreement and have it end and have it resolved instantly. It's going to be a problem. It's on the horizon. I don't know when it's coming, but it's coming for sure. If you win the lottery, sell me your pizza shop. I'll sell you my pizza shop without winning the lottery. Make me an offer, mister. 17 years in business. I'm trying to get out of the business. I'm ready to do this full time. And like DoorDash on the side to pay the actual bills. Because this don't pay the bills because we're still under 500 subscribers, under 1,000 subscribers. But I will gladly sell my pizza shop to you. Gladly. This show is a portal. It's a portal into something. I don't know what. Even NFL needs more teams, too many games and playoff spots to get to inverted, invested. Yeah. Look, I think the 16 games was fine. They didn't need 17. They're going to go to 18 games. I think there's too many playoff teams for the amount of teams that are in the NFL. Same thing with the NBA, going to 10 playoff teams per conference. Doesn't need it. But more games, more playoff teams equals more money, more TV money, more ticket money, more revenue. It's all these $1 billion. And look, the NFL is worth $100-some billion. They doing it $5 million to wildlife relief or the fire relief in LA. Tell me they couldn't scrounge up another $5 million just in their cushions of the couch? Seriously? Seriously? I mean, the NFL donating $5 million would be like me taking a penny out of my cash register and donating. NBA lockout is coming, no doubt. I firmly believe it. Firmly believe it. I don't know when that next agreement's up, but I firmly believe that's on the horizon. Mista is a genius. Mista is the best. I love Mista. Players way more paid than producing. Absolutely agree. Every neighborhood should have a pizza truck that drive around selling slices like ice cream truck. I've thought about opening up or adding a pizza truck, but it's just more work that I need. I believe I could fix the NBA and their ratings. They need to appease fantasy players. That doesn't translate into viewership. It translates into score box clicks. That's what I do. I box score click. 5 million. They practice. Exactly. This is the first time I truly do not care about the Sixers, and I saw a lineup of Gerald Henderson, Sergio Rodriguez, and Sauce Castillo. Look, last night's lineup had Paul George. The lineup the night before, Marshawn, it was pathetic. Tony Roten would have started on that team 2 nights ago. That's how bad it was. It's a bad product, the NBA. My local coffee shop has a truck on weekends. It's expensive, but they're good trucks. It's expensive to build a food truck out. It's really expensive to build a pizza food truck out. He would play basketball till the streetlights came on every damn day, and those jokers getting paid millions. Yeah, absolutely. They could put Wentz in charge of it. I got to fire through these. NBA contracts should all be incentive laden, with the biggest incentives be wins. All sports contracts should be incentive laden, and with wins as number one. Absolutely. Yeah, it's copyrighted. Yeah, Sixers are so bad it's not worth. It's not like, my man Jim, my realtor, my friend. He texts me sometimes during Sixers game. I'm like, I don't even know. Like I got a message from my man Jim last night. He said the Sixers reeled me back in tonight. I'm like, they can't reel you back in if you don't watch, Marshawn. That was my exact message. His response was touche. But it was the only thing on. I'm like, no, there's stupid TV on. Hawaii Life on the one channel where we're like House Hunter show in Hawaii. That was more entertaining than the Sixers product. Look, I said it. Sell the Sixers. I said yesterday on Twitter, if I started a GoFundMe page to buy the Sixers, would anyone donate? I got a lot of yeses. I really should just do that. Start a GoFundMe page to buy the Sixers and see how much money I get donated towards me. Knows the style of play in the NBA. Yeah, absolutely agree. What's up, Todd? Coming in the final few minutes of the show, but I'm glad to have you here. Guys, make sure you've hit that like button and that subscribe button. 17 people in the YouTube room. There better be 17 likes on this one day or today. There better be. 90 Day Fiance, boy. I've never watched it, but sure, it has to be more entertaining. I don't get how inmates can run the asylum so much in one sport and not the other. Sell Embiid, sure. I'm on board with it. I bought a PS5 because the Sixers are bad. Fill in between Sundays. We're just under 4 weeks till pitchers and catchers report. And instead of Sixers filling in the Eagles talk, we'll be talking Phillies on this for sure as well. Thank you very much. As always, Rick, nothing but love for you and everybody in the chat. Nothing but love for each and every one of you every day here. Tomorrow on the show, we'll do our final predictions and why the Eagles will win the game on Sunday. We'll get more practice reports from today, more injury reports from today. The Phillies aren't as bad, Marshawn, because at least the Phillies will win games in the regular season and give us the appearance that they're good. Their players play every game for the most part. The Sixers aren't even trying to give us an appearance of being good. Their players don't play. And I said it. I saw the post. I don't know if you guys saw it. If you haven't, go listen to the post-game press conference of Tyrese Maxey from yesterday. I saw it this morning. You just hear a dejected young man. And I firmly believe that the drama of this year is ruining Tyrese Maxey. Really is. They're really good. Not great. We should petition the government for medical record transparency in sports. It's interesting. Transparency with injuries is something I would love. Phillies are great right up until the point where they're not. They're great right up to the playoffs. I know you're banking on it. I don't know. What's more likely to happen? The Phillies win the World Series or the Texans upset the Chiefs? Like I said earlier in this show, I think the Texans are more likely to upset the Chiefs. Phillies will tease you and then crush your dreams like a grape. Absolutely agree. The Sixers are so easy to nope out on. Is that some slang I don't understand? They broke Maxey's spirit. They have broken Maxey's spirit. The smile is gone. I have so much respect for Joel Embiid that I wish they would trade him. I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you. And I hate saying it, but I'm right there with you. You're a Vegas shill. That Vegas shill talk. Yeah. 2 championships in Philly this season. Eagles and Phillies? Whew. I hope so. I wish. He knows he can't make it to play in the tournament. Yeah. Look, guys, it's time to wrap this shebang up. Trending in the AM right here on the STT Sports Network. I do check replay comments, so if you're watching this on replay later in the day, make sure you drop your thoughts. I will comment on them. I will see them. We do not deserve Maxey. We don't. We don't. And he's lost his smile, Marshawn. He really has. But with that being said, guys, I got to end it. I got to get ready for work here. So, till tomorrow, 8 a.m., same bat time, same bat channel. Just like we didn't deserve AI. Yeah. AI was at the game last night, wasn't he? I bet you AI could have put up more buckets for the Sixers than half the roster. Ian, he's ancient at this point. This would be the year the Phillies win. The year we're all down on them. Yeah. Bazoot, have a great Bazoot and Hoot type of day. That's right. Please hit the like button, subscribe. And all those that have subscribed, please tell a friend. Please tell 2 friends. If every single person asked 2 or 3 people to subscribe, we'd be there in no time. We'd be where we need. We'd be where we need. AI was stoned. AI would be fixing. What about value? You want more of my time? Nobody wants more of my time than TMZ. He wants more of my time for less than anybody. Allen Iverson, go. Absolutely. I still remember, and I know I got to wrap this up. I still remember the day sitting in front of my TV with my brother that AI, his rookie year, crossed up Michael Jordan. And me and my brother just looked at each other and said, we're winning a freaking title here. It was such a special moment. I knew we were special right at that moment. I still couldn't win, even with him. Anyway, guys, with that being said, I'll see you guys tomorrow right here, 8 a.m., same time, same channel. Like, subscribe, share. Go Birds! And bubbles up.
Pop, 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 julep. Pop, 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 julep. Pop, 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 julep.